So AC we have joined, and it is also given that EF is a line parallel to AC. And what is EF? In the figure you can see that EF here is this kind of a line. This kind of a line here. Okay, this is your EF. So this is parallel. Three arrows are given because there are two other parallel lines also. Which are the other parallel lines? The opposite sides of this parallelogram. Okay. These are also parallel. So there are three pairs of parallel lines, okay, in this figure. And this is your, they have given to be this as your E and this as your F. Okay. Question here, and what else is given? If angle ADE is 32 degree, ADE, that means if you see in the figure, this angle is given to be 32 degree. In the question also it's given, in the figure also it's given. Okay. Angle ADE is 32 degree. This is given.
Sir, your voice is cutting.
Angle CDF is
Excuse me,
26
sir.
degree. Angle CDF is 26 degree. Okay. Question is find the measure of angle ABC. Let's see which one is angle ABC. Angle ABC is nothing but this angle here, this red angle that I have drawn. You need to find out how much this angle is. So how will you find out? Let us see from the diagram first, and then I will show you how to write. Okay. Now this is a two-line problem actually. How a two-line problem? Because if you see this entire angle here, the sum of this entire angle is 180 degree. Why this 180 degree? Because sum of the angles on a straight line on the same straight line is 180 degree, right? Angles on a straight line are supplementary. You know that also. That means sum of this entire angle will be 180 degree. If I call this angle as x, that means x plus 32 plus 26 will be equal to 180. Anyone who could not get it? Everyone got it. Because they are angles on the same straight line, some of the angles have to be 180. From this, you can get the value of x. X is equal to whatever, right? I'll show you how to write later. But this is you'll get some value of x here. Whatever value of x that you have, see this angle and this angle have to be equal. This also has to be x. Why does it have to be x? Why does it have to be x?
So opposite angle.
Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. That is why. Okay. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. That is why. So that is why these two will be equal, so that you can easily find out uh, this unknown angle.
Ah,
Let us see
your
now how
your
to write.
your phone de your phone de.
Let us see now how to write. So what we do here is we assume let angle ADC, this angle that we have assumed, that angle is called ADC. If you see, A is here, D is here and C is here. So D has to be between A and C. So let angle ADC equal to X. Or you can also write CDA, no problem. As long as D is between A and C. Okay. So once I take ADC to be X, so now I can write angle ADE plus angle ADC plus angle CDF is equal to 180 degree. Why? Because the sum of the angles on a straight line is 180 degree. Or you can say angles on the same straight line are supplementary. Either statement you can write. So angle ADE is 32 degree, ADC is X, CDF is 26, which is equal to 180. Now if we can find out X from here, so we get X is equal to, let's just, let me do one more step. So this is 58, 32 plus 26 is 58, plus X is equal to 180. That means X is 180 minus 58, which is 2.
122. Sir, 122.
So we have found out the value of X to be 122. Now what are we going to say? We are going to say that angle ABC that we have to find out, hence angle ABC is the same as angle ADE. That means y, which is equal to X, which is equal to 122 degree. And we'll give our reason here. What is the reason here? The reason
The
here is
opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal.
opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. That's it. So this was actually a two-line problem. Although the figure looks a little uh, complicated, but this was actually a two-line problem. Okay. So there are many other ways of doing, but this is the shortest way of doing. There are many other ways. There's not only one way. If you discover another way with say 3 steps, that is okay. Let us now do one problem that is just a one-line question. Number 16. It is actually a one-line question here. And this is actually somewhat related to your theory also. That is, it is a theory question. It is not actually a practical question. You don't have numbers in this question. Okay, let's see what the problem reads. The problem here is, in an isosceles trapezium, prove that the opposite angles are supplementary. Now, there are certain words that you must recall. First word that you must recall is isosceles trapezium. What is meant by an isosceles trapezium? What is meant by an isosceles trapezium? Devangshi, tell me what is meant by an isosceles trapezium? Cannot hear because it doesn't know the answer, so cannot hear. Yes, Sammi Abbas Khan, tell me. Isosceles trapezium. Okay, wrong number. Sampurna Biswas, tell me. Shafkat Kamal. No one knows. But when the test comes, everyone performs.
Sir, can I say?
When the test comes, Everyone performs. Okay, Janna doesn't know. Bobby,
Sir, can I say?
yes, Bobby, tell me. Isosceles trapezium.
The having both sides equal.
Wrong.
Sir, can I say?
Sir, can I say?
Sir, can I say?
Sir, can I say?
Annesha, tell me. Isosceles trapezium. I'm just checking this. This is not a test. I'm just checking who has studied and who hasn't.
Sir, can I say?
Who's it?
Sir, Shriyata.
Tell me.
Sir, can I say?
Priyata, tell me.
In an isosceles trapezium, opposite sides are parallel and the other are of equal length.
No, wrong.
Sir, can I say?
Other.
Sir, can I
What did he say?
say?
What did he say? Just repeat
Sir,
once
can
more.
I say?
Repeat once more. I could not hear you
Sir,
properly.
the opposite sides are parallel and the other two are equal length. Are of
Exactly.
equal
Yes,
length.
yes. That is the right definition. Because in an isosceles trapezium, two sides have to be parallel, and the non-parallel sides. Other side means the non-parallel sides. The non-parallel sides are equal. So if I draw an isosceles trapezium, it will look something like this. You have two parallel sides. Okay. So say these two are your parallel sides. Okay, these two are your parallel sides, and the other two sides, the non-parallel side, these two have to be equal. Such a trapezium is called an isosceles trapezium. Okay, I have told you this in the beginning itself. If you go through that video, you will see, but no one bothers. Okay, so and in geometry, remember, there's going to be no mercy. In arithmetic, I showed you some mercy. In algebra, also, I showed you some mercy, but I know geometry you cannot do. Okay, I will see everything in geometry. You see now the next test that I take. So ABCD, the non-parallel sides are equal. This is an isosceles trapezium. Now what is given here? It is said, the question is, in an isosceles trapezium, you need to prove that the opposite angles are supplementary. What does it mean, opposite angle supplementary? Can anyone tell me what opposite angle supplementary means? AK Gupta, Aman Gupta, tell me.
Yes, sir.
Opposite angle supplementary means what? You don't know anything. Still try.
Sir, can I say?
Wait, let him say.
Sir, can I say?
Sir, can I say?
Sir, please repeat the question, sir.
Opposite angles are supplementary. What does it mean? Okay, Devangshi, tell me.
So opposite angles are 180 degree supplementary.
Opposite angles are 180 degree. What do you mean?
So supplementary means 180 degree.
Fine, but opposite angles, and that means
Sir, can I say?
each of the opposite
I
angles are
can
180
say,
degree.
sir, I can say.
Wait. Each of the opposite angles are 180 degree. Do you mean that this?
That can I take?
No, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I
Wait.
can
Can
say.
I? Sir,
It
can I
means
Sir,
that
say?
the
can I say?
sum of the opposite angles have to be Supplementary. They have said prove that the opposite angles are supplementary. That means the sum of the angles have to be 180 degree. That is what it means. Each angle cannot be 180 degree. So what do you have to prove here? What is first? Let us write what is given. Given here is ABCD is an isosceles trapezium where the non-parallel sides AD is equal to BC. Right? This is what is given to you. And what do you have to prove? You have to prove that opposite angles are supplementary. That means you have to prove that angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degree, or you can prove that angle B plus angle D is equal to 180 degree. Either of these two you need to show. Either you can show this or you can show this. Okay. That means the opposite angles are supplementary, because once you show this, then you can say the other also, because you know that the sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. So whether you show the first one, angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degree, or whether you show angle B plus angle D is equal to 180 degree, they are both the same. Fine. So let us now proceed how to show. Let us see what the properties are. Let us see what the properties are. What is the property of an isosceles trapezium? Who can tell me a property of an isosceles trapezium? Anushka, can you tell me a property of an isosceles trapezium?
Sir, can I tell one?
Sir, can I say?
Anushka,
Sir, can I say?
Sir, I can say. Sir, can I say?
Sir,
Sir, I can say.
Can I say?
Sir, can I say?
yes, Ria, tell me what is the property of an isosceles trapezium?
Yes, sir.
Anushka, tell me a property of an isosceles trapezium.
Yes, sir. So the opposite sides are parallel.
It's the same. So
Property,
opposite side of
property,
one
not the
side is
definition.
same.
Yes,
Sir,
Ria,
can I say? Can I say?
So one side of opposite side is same.
one set of no,
One pair of
wrong, wrong.
parallel is same.
Sir, can I say?
No, I
Opposite
told
angle
you
is
when
same.
I
Sir,
was
can I say?
discussing quadrilaterals, I told you there is only one property of isosceles trapezium, and that is
Sir,
that the
can I
base
say?
angles of the isosceles trapezium are equal. Right?
Sir, can I say?
I have already
Yes,
mentioned.
sir.
Okay. There is only one property of isosceles trapezium that I told you, and you don't even know that. There is only one property of an isosceles trapezium. What is that property? That the base angles of an isosceles trapezium are equal. Okay. So angle A, let us proceed with the proof. How to prove? Here, let me write proof. In the trapezium ABCD, angle A must be equal to angle B. These two angles are equal because you know that the base angles of an isosceles trapezium are equal. So these two angles have to be equal. Okay, let us call them X. Right? And also, now what are the other two base angles? This is also a base angle. These two also have to be equal. So that means angle D must be equal to angle C. So let's write it down. And angle D is equal to angle C. Why? Because you know that the base angles of an isosceles trapezium are equal. Okay, the base angles of an isosceles trapezium are equal. Let us call these two angles as y. For simplicity's sake, let us assume. Right here, let angle A is equal to angle B is equal to x, and angle D is equal to angle C is equal to y. Okay, So these two angles I have assumed x and these two I have assumed y. Now what do you know? You know that uh, the sum of the angles of quadrilateral is 360 degree, right? You know this. So what can you write? Therefore, you can write angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D must be equal to 180. And the reason is sum of interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. Okay, now let's put the values. What are the values of angle A, angle B? If you see angle A and angle B, we have taken x. So angle A I put x and angle B I put x. So x plus x. Angle C is y and angle D is also y, equal to 180. So what am I getting? We're getting 2x plus 2y is equal to 180 degree. Sorry, not 360. Sum of interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360. No one corrected me here. It should not be 180. This should be 360. See, I've written 360 here. So this should also be 360. Right? So that means now I can take 2 common from here and write twice x plus y is equal to 360. That means x plus y is equal to 360 divided by 2. That means x plus y is equal to 180 degree. Now, what do you mean by x plus y equal to 180 degree? What is the value of x? X is angle A or angle B. You can write angle A here. And what is the value of angle B? Y? It is angle D. Angle A plus angle D is equal to 180 degree. Or what can you write? Angle B, because x is also angle B, plus, and what is x? Angle C. Angle A plus angle C. Okay, angle C should be angle. Let's write this as angle C because y is angle C. Okay, angle A plus angle C, and this is angle B plus, and y is also D here. Angle A plus angle D is equal to 180 degrees. So what does it show? See, because x is equal to A or B, so first I have written x is equal to A, and then I have written x is equal to B. Y is equal to D and angle C, so therefore I have written angle C first, and then I have written angle D. Okay, so these two are, we needed to show these two, right? You see, to prove angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degree, angle B plus angle D is equal to 180 degree. Hence, what can you say? Hence, opposite angles of an isosceles trapezium are supplementary. Any questions? Fine. No questions. Then I move to the next problem. Now see all the other questions, the question that I'm leaving out from this exercise, mostly they are out of syllabus except one or two. Okay, I've told you which ones are out of syllabus. Like number 19. Number 19 is out of syllabus because you need to prove congruency. Congruency you haven't done. You have done in 7 definitely, but congruency, the concept of congruency is not there in class 8. So most of the questions which I have left are out of syllabus. Let us see the next question that we need to solve here. The next question that we need to solve here is number 20. Number 20. The question here is each side of a rhombus is 10 centimeters long. What is a rhombus? Parallelogram in which all sides are equal is called a rhombus. So let's, in this, the diagram is not given, so we'll draw the diagram. So ABCD is a rhombus, all sides equal. A parallelogram in which all sides are equal is called a rhombus. Okay, all sides equal. Each side of a rhombus is 10 centimeter long. So each side is 10 centimeters. Each side of the rhombus is 10 centimeters. And one of its diagonal measures 16 centimeters. One of the diagonals. What are the diagonals? Let's join the diagonals, and you can take any one of the diagonals to be 16 centimeters. So this is one diagonal, and this is the other diagonal. You can take any of the diagonals to be 16 centimeter. Let's say let us assume diagonal AC is equal to 16 centimeter. Okay. Question is, find the length of the other diagonal. So what do you have to find? You have to find the length of BD. Okay. And what else is given here? The length of the sides are given. AB, BC, DC, and AD. All these lengths, they are given to you as 10 centimeters. They are all equal because it is a rhombus. So how will you find out the length of the other diagonal? Okay, let me just first explain how will you find. See that the length of EC we have taken as 16 centimeters, right? So this length must be 8 and this length must be 8, because you know that the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular bisectors of each other, right? So that means if they are perpendicular bisectors, that means this angle must also be 90 degree. Anyone who could not get it, tell me. So if the length of EC is 16 centimeters, and you know that the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular bisectors of each other, therefore you can take this length as 8 and this length as 8. Fine. Now once you have taken these two lengths as 8, you know this length to be 10 centimeters. Now consider this triangle. Let us call this point as P, point of intersection of the diagonals of the rhombus. You consider this triangle. You see that this is a right angle triangle. You see that this is a
Yes,
right angle
sir.
triangle. This triangle is right angled. So in a right angle triangle, there must be a hypotenuse. And which one is the hypotenuse? If you remember, you know this angle to be 90 degrees. So opposite to this right angle, this side must be our hypotenuse. You know the length of the hypotenuse. And the other two sides, you can take any one as a perpendicular, any one as the base. Let us take this as the perpendicular and this as the base, right? So that means now, if you remember, I told you that if you know any two sides of a right angle triangle, you can find out the third side with the help of Pythagoras theorem. Coming back to this right angle triangle, if you see, you know the length of this side, that is the hypotenuse, to be 10 centimeters. You know the length of the base to be 8 centimeters. That means you can find out the length of the perpendicular with the help of Pythagoras theorem. Once we have found out the length of this by Pythagoras theorem, you know that the of diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. Whatever length that you get here, this must be length here also. Suppose you get this length as say 4 centimeters. Suppose you get this as 4 centimeters. This must also be 4 centimeters. That means what is the length of the diagonal BD? 4 plus 4, which is 8. Or you can say twice of 4, 2 into 4, which is 8. Any questions? Anyone who could not understand? Then I will show you how to write. Anyone who could not understand any part that I explained?
No, sir. No, sir.
Fine. So I assume that everyone understood. Okay. So that means now let us now proceed to
Sir.
let us now proceed to write the
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Sir, can you explain it again?
Which part? From the beginning?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
diagonal part.
diagonal part. Okay, just in very short, in brief. This is the right angle triangle because you know the diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. This triangle here is a right angle triangle. In the right angle triangle, you have this as your hypotenuse because this is opposite to your right angle. If this is your hypotenuse, you can take this side as your perpendicular, or you can take it as a base also, and you can take this side as your base, right? Now, if you remember Pythagoras theorem, recall Pythagoras theorem that I did before the vacations, and I you know did a recap of Pythagoras theorem after the vacations. What did I tell you in Pythagoras theorem? That in a Pythagoras theorem, if you know that in a right angle triangle, if you know any two sides of a right angle triangle, you can find out the third side, right? So here, now let's see, what do we know here? We know the length of the hypotenuse, 10 centimeters. We know the length of the base as 8 centimeters. We can find out the length of the perpendicular by Pythagoras theorem. So we shall apply Pythagoras theorem to find out the length of the perpendicular. But if once we find out the length of the perpendicular, our problem is not over. Why is it not over? Because once we find out the length of the perpendicular, we are only getting the length of PD, this length. Okay. Now the other length that you want to find out is double of this length. That is, suppose if I get this as 4 centimeter, this must also be 4 centimeter. That is, BP must also be 4 centimeter. Why should it be 4 centimeter? Because you know that the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular bisectors of each other. One bisects the other. So this AC must bisect BD. So this must be 4 and this must also be 4. So therefore, what is the length of the diagonal BD? It is 2 into 4, which is 8. Now you understood? Who was asking?
Yes, sir.
So let us now put this in writing. So I think we don't have time.